Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kyra and today we are going to be looking at a deck on my tarot wish list and trying to decide if I actually need it. So I've done a video like this once before where I looked at the four hacks of tarot and I decided and I asked myself, do I really need to have the four hacks of tarot on my wish list, given that I have the tarot of the she, and the two, it turns out, felt very similar. Well, I've run into that problem again. So we are gonna take a look. And the question I'm asking myself is, do I really need the Wildwood Tarot when I have the Witch's Wisdom Tarot? This deck, it has been on my wish list, on and off it, for years. I talked about this in my Say Yes to the Deck episode where Lisa and Peggy helped me pick a deck, linked up above in the cards. I picked the Star Seeker Tarot, and I talked about how this deck, I would see the box and I would go, ooh, what's that? And then I would Google it like I am now, and I would look at the images and I'd go, no. And at some point I determined that I believe, oh God, this Sun of Life and Moon are on water. Oh, those cards are stunning. At some point I determined that I think the reason I'm hesitant on this deck is how pagan it feels to me, because I have religious trauma. So my paganness is hard for me sometimes, and this seems to hit that really perfect spot of, it looks very pagan-y and it doesn't look light. Like, look at this card here. It does not look like light. I'm not at all put off by the idea that it has a reworked structure, because I actually have quite a few, or, well, I haven't counted, but I have a few decks that have a reworked structure and I love them. One of them is the Witch's Wisdom Tarot, which is the deck of, like, do I need the Wildwood? Is it too close to the Witch's Wisdom for how I use the Witch's Wisdom? So I've got the Witch's Wisdom, which is completely reworked. I've got the Dreams of Gaia, which is a completely reworked tarot structure. I've got the Cosmovisions, which is completely reworked. Having decks with a reworked structure doesn't tend to stop me from using them. I actually really love it. I feel like there's something about reworking it that sparks something, and I actually use these decks. Now, I don't use any of my reworked tarot decks for other people for readings as of yet. I use my Dreams of Gaia in a very specific practice. I use my Cosmovisions in a very specific practice. I use my Witch's Wisdom in a very specific practice. And I really like that, in that the way they're reworked, it tends to open my brain to very specific practices that I wouldn't have thought of, I don't think, without the structure. Now, the problem I'm really running into is the Wildwood Tarot. It is very similar to the Witch's Wisdom. So we're going to stop looking at the computer directly for a couple minutes. I'm going to show you the Witch's Wisdom, and I'll make sure there's a picture here of the Wildwood Tarot, so that way you can see the two side, so that way we can see them side by side. So here's my Witch's Wisdom. My face is just going to be covered in this part. They have a very similar feel. I'd say the Witch's Wisdom feels more real worlds to me. Like, I mean, not all of the images are fully real worlds, but it doesn't feel quite as unreachable. This one doesn't feel very real world, but it still feels in this world, but touching the next kind of thing. This, you could see this in the everyday world. Both of them have lots of animals and lots of people. Both of them have god, goddess-like figures. They're extremely, extremely similar to me. And the thing that really made me realize, fuck, because I've been waiting for a chance to buy the Wildwood Tarot. And I say a chance. I could have bought it. I could have bought it a billion times. I just keep buying other stuff instead. And then I was watching a video where both multiple YouTubers have been talking about how they use the Wildwood Tarot for Wheel of the Year readings, and how there's this whole thing in the book about doing that. And that was when I was like, oh, shit. Because that's what I use this for. I use my Witch's Wisdom Tarot in conjunction with the corresponding Seasons of the Witch Oracle, as they're coming out, of course. That's what I use for my Wheel of the Year readings. And I love them. So then I was like, shit. So that is really what got me thinking of, am I gonna need both? I would not be okay with getting, I'm not okay with the possibility that I could get the Wildwood Tarot and it could replace my Witch's Wisdom. That's not okay to me because, oh god, that's such a good card. Because I love the way I work with my Witch's Wisdom Tarot. It means a lot to me. So if I got the Wildwood, I definitely wouldn't be using it for Wheel of the Year readings. And I don't know how I'd be using it. The Wildwood feels darker. It feels, that this, if you see this shit, this, I just clicked it, I didn't mean to. This is not a fucking real deck. This is what a counterfeit deck looks like. So if you're looking and you see a picture like this, it's a counterfeit deck. Don't buy it. See how the box looks kind of shiny and it's a tuck box, and it says the name of the card. It's just, nope. Anyway. So this Wildwood, it feels darker. It feels dirtier. It feels gritty. Like, look at this. I know we already looked at this. This is the Death card. I know by the number, and it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. And I'm just not sure what I would use it for. Whereas the Witch's Wisdom, it feels very light. It feels very earthy. Let me open. It feels, the Witch's Wisdom feels like the path I lead and the life I'm on. The path I'm on and the life I lead. It feels like I can touch it. And the Witch's Wisdom feels safe to use, oh, that's not it, all times of the year. Whereas the Wildwood, it doesn't feel like, the Wildwood doesn't feel like something I would use a lot. Not sure, at least not right now. It's powerful. The art is beautiful. I love the art. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not ready yet. I love this image. The other thing too is actually, interestingly, I have quite a lot of decks in this kind of feeling. I have the Forest of Enchantment Tarot, which I happened upon pictures of here, and as you can see, they're not that dissimilar. So I've got the Wildwood, I've got the Witch's Wisdom Tarot, I've got the Forest of Enchantment Tarot. I'm getting the Gentle Tarot too, which also feels that same kind of very earthy, very other, like, kind of this world, kind of a magical world, very highly pagan-y deck. The Forest of Enchantment to me feels like the Feywild, so that's not as big of a concern. The Witch's Wisdom feels like this world for the most part. The Gentle Tarot, from what I've seen, feels like this world, but I don't have it yet, so I can't say for sure. I think what it boils down to is I don't think it would be smart for me to buy the Wildwood Tarot right now. I don't know if I'm ready to take it off my wish list because I do love it and it feels powerful. So maybe it's like when I first saw the Witch's Wisdom itself and I just wasn't ready yet. I was like, oh, that's beautiful, and I'm gonna have that, but not yet. That said, I've been looking at this deck. This deck has been on and off my wish list for like 3 years. I've been looking at this deck, if not more. So I don't know if I can remove it. I think what I need to determine is if I want to buy it, if I want to buy the Wildwood Tarot, I need to have in mind how I might use it beforehand. And I think we'll be talking about that in my next video, which I am about to film, but you'll be seeing later, which is I'm going to be sitting down to do a video where I redo how I look at my tarot wish list, and I'll be like decluttering the tarot wish list at the same time. I think we'll need to finish this conversation in that video. So please stay tuned for that. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up to let me know if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so that way you can come back and get notified when that video goes up, yada yada. What about you? Do you have the Witch's Wisdom and the Wildwood? I know some of you who watch my channel do, because I talk to you and I know these things. Let me know in the comments down below. Do the two feel the same to you? How do they feel different? I'd really love to hear about it. If you have the Wildwood specifically, how do you use it? But besides Wheel of the Year readings, I mean, you can tell me that too. I'm looking for other ways people use it. I'm looking for other information because I know people use it for Wheel of the Year readings, and that's just not going to work in my practice because I already have that covered. So, how do you use the Wildwood? Do you pair it with anything? Let me know that too, and I will be looking out for those comments. I'm really excited to talk to you all about that in the comment section. And please also check the description box where you can find my website so you can check out the readings and services I offer. I offer tarot readings. I offer journaling consultations because I'm a big witchy journaler. You can check out a playlist of that stuff up above. Look at my cat sitting on my altar. Rosa. Hi. Hi, baby. My kitty altar. My altar kitty. She always lays up there. She just lays and sleeps on my altar. So let me know. So you can check that out. I also offer astrology consultations where I teach you about your birth chart so you can live more cosmically, start using cosmic magic, whatever floats your boat, etc., etc. I offer tarot readings. I offer astrology tarot combinations, which I specially created the process of how I do that. And if you have a question about any of this stuff on my website or whatnot, or you have a video request, you can leave a comment of the video request, or you can email me your questions at thecraftedwitchery@gmail.com. My email is also in the description box. And there's my Patreon, which you can go and check out to show some support. My patrons get very regular posts with planetary messages, and we do witchy hangouts and live reading sessions, all sorts of fun stuff. So you can check all that stuff out. But I'm going to let you go. This turned out to be a short and sweet video, and I'll see you again soon. Lots of love. Bye.